it is time for you to review Angry Black Girl and Her Monster.
Yes.
So
yeah, so this one's out in theaters. It's whoa, we doing this one? There we go. Yeah, it's basically urban Frankenstein. A girl, she lives in kind of the ghetto. Her because of the violence and the drugs on the street, she's been losing family members, including her older brother. And but she's a very bright, intelligent girl. She is at one of the top science schools in her community, and she gets kicked out because she's so obsessed with wanting to bring. She sees death as a disease, and that she wants to bring the cure. And she argues with her white science teacher, and she she just keeps pressing the issue and gets kicked out of the school. And then decides one day that she thinks she finally has the secret. Through electricity, she is able to bring back her brother from the dead. As she had to stitch him back together with other body parts. So basically, this is Frankenstein, and that's kind of how the movie plays out. Angry Black Girl, yeah, there are angry moments of of white oppression that come out. I would say if you've seen films, that kind of deal with race, this is kind of on par with that. So two things about the movie. I liked watching it. The director, I don't have his name in front of me. Very good. This movie looks good. It's shot well. The story is as a director of a movie, this is a well done movie. But part of me is, I think you'll get turned off by the two moments where, it talks about white oppression. And the other thing is, I was really wanting something to stand out in this movie. Something, I get it. Frankenstein is not exactly the most profound story ever told, but you kind of want to find something like that. And so there really wasn't a moment like that in here, but as an indie film, as an indie horror film, it does a pretty good job. And so, from an indie standard, it's up on the scale. But I just, if this is your genre and you like this kind of stuff, it's definitely worth a watch. So very tepid recommendation there.
all I can say is this: everything you said about the movie, I like when you said director good. It's like you were Frankenstein. It's like you were Frankenstein reviewing the movie.
Mm-hmm. Fire bad.
Director good. Movie just okay. Angry Black Girl and Her Monster. Yeah. Go see.
Look, we've seen our fair share of indie horror films, and this, in terms of the look of it, the production values, it's very good. It's very good.
Well, I was intrigued by it just because I like that the sort of twist on a Frankenstein story, but I think that can you tell it without like the sort of racialized message? Like, you don't have to always do that. I feel like almost I feel for some filmmakers almost feel obligated to comment on race, and you don't have to. You can actually just tell a story. You don't always, but it happens so often because we see this in a lot of indie movies. We get like that message is always there. Same thing with a lot of female directors. They feel like they have to. And if they don't, make a comment about the state of, male-female relations, male oppression, the so-called patriarchy, all that stuff. Like, it's just, it must be, here's what I'm going to say. It must be burdensome for directors of certain types to feel that they must make a comment on something. And you know what you can do? You don't have to comment.
Yeah.
You don't have to comment. You don't have to say, you know what you can do? You can tell a story that will engage me that doesn't involve, because we're going to wait till we get to Transformers. We're not at Transformers yet, but
the thing is that the story is not about these moments of anger. It's about bringing her family back together. Right. And it's look, I'm not black, I'm not white, so I'm going to speak from a third party perspective here.
Let's hear it, Alan.
Yeah, but it's like if you're if you cannot blame other people. Yeah, how long can we continue to blame other people for our position in life and not getting so-called the opportunities? People, I grew up in the 80s, 70s and 80s. I know what racism is. I know what it was like to not have opportunities because of your skin color. And I will say, I would much rather live today than I did back in the 70s and 80s. Opportunities are there. And I so at some point we just have to move on. And I'm saying this is me. I'm not necessarily, whatever you white people and black people, you just figure your thing out. But I'm just saying, you've got to, at some point, got to move on here.
Well, opportunities there. Complaining is on the rise.
Yeah. Just the fact that this movie was made is an opportunity. It shows that opportunity is there. And there are a lot of these movies, even for Asians and Latins. Opportunity is there. We're sitting at the table, which is not something we've been able to do decades ago. So.
Yeah, so that's the thing that just like, I think that this movie, regardless, is going to turn people off, including the title. I'm just putting that out there. And I heard, do we have a review of it on the website yet?
Yeah, it's going up later. Sabina reviewed it.
Okay, cool. So we have a review of the film going up on filmthreat.com later today. But man, I just, everything you said about it makes me kind of not want to see it.
Yeah, well, it's like it's two moments that kind of taint the movie.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I said, it's well produced, good production values, and it's fairly typical of what we see in indie horror.
All right. Well, based on what you just now said, I have changed my mind, and I'll check it. I'll check it out at some point. Yeah. I'll check it out at some point.
Yeah, because Lightyear had the moment that kind of ruined the entire film. It's how much you allow that to kind of infect the way you view the film.